Intelligence. Hello, my name is Bob Eggleton from the Two Bobs and a Lorry podcast. In a past video, we spoke about two types of intelligence, fluid and crystalline. Fluid is how quickly the brain can work, how quickly we can learn information, and how quickly we can access information within our brain. And regrettably, our fluid intelligence seems to peak at around about mid-20s and slowly declines after that. The good news is that we can train our fluid intelligence somewhat by challenging our brains to do new things, learning a language if we're not good at writing, painting if we're not good at painting. By putting our brain in different situations, we can actually improve our fluid intelligence. How long this lasts? Well, the research shows that it is a significant but temporary improvement. The other type of intelligence we have is crystalline. And crystalline is the sum of all our knowledge, sum of all our experience, and how we can bring that knowledge and experience to bear on new situations, new challenges in our lives. And we can certainly improve this. Again, the way to do this is to challenge our brains, to put our brains in difficult situations, situations we haven't been in before. If you're not good at heights, go rock climbing. That's the sort of thing we're talking about. In the next part, we'll talk about a very specific type of intelligence which we can train and significantly improve our lives. There is one type of intelligence that we can all improve on, emotional intelligence. And there are 5 components to emotional intelligence, and I'll scroll them down on the screen rather than reading them out individually. But there are 2 key components. Self-awareness. We need to be aware of our emotional state. And quite often, people need to even go to the extent of writing this down. So if you're going to a meeting and you're preparing for the meeting, not only do you write down what you think the key points will be, but what your emotional state is. And you can then train yourself by writing down your emotional state to just doing it naturally. Just before you go into any difficult situation, you'll be able to check yourself, check what your emotional state is. Once you are self-aware and you can understand your emotional state, then you can self-regulate. You can choose the emotional state which is most beneficial for that situation. I'm not saying you have to be happy all the time. If you're going to a funeral, obviously you're going to be very sad, very upset. That's okay. But if you're going into a meeting with someone, a business meeting, it's not okay to be angry or resentful before you go into the meeting. The reason is you won't be able to make good decisions. The final component of emotional intelligence is being able to make good decisions. You might ask, well, this doesn't really sound like an intelligence, Bob. But if you go back to our original definition of intelligence, it is all about problem solving and making decisions. And the sort of characteristics of someone who has got very good emotional intelligence is they're skilled at navigating social environments especially difficult social environments. People with good emotional intelligence are able to build long-lasting relationships. They're able to handle interpersonal reactions, especially difficult ones. You might go out in the world and find someone who is totally unreasonable that you have to deal with on a daily basis. And of course, this all rounds up into being an emotionally aware person. Someone with good emotional intelligence is able to handle difficult situations. And after all, isn't that what we all want? We have come to the end of our series on intelligence. And we did this series on intelligence because we felt some people were over-focused on the results of an intelligence test they might have done or one of their family members might have done. Yes, intelligence tests are important and they have their place, but they're not the be-all and end-all. We laid out that there are many types of intelligences that people have, and people should focus and understand their own particular skills and intelligences. We talked about how people can improve their intelligence. And in any case, whatever sort of intelligence we're talking about, it's about challenging yourself. Challenging yourself in a new and stimulating situation. We talked about emotional intelligence. And we feel that emotions and emotional intelligence is such an important topic that we'll be doing further videos. So please stay tuned for those. So thank you for watching. And again, my name is Bob Eggleton from the Two Bobs and a Lorry podcast.